Hey boys, and welcome back to another Bleach video, and today we are over on Guild Quest to finally showcase the team that I've been using for this week, the hard difficulty merely Hollow Week quest, right? Now, one thing, and I'm going to talk it straight off the bat because I'm not sure what I'm going to title this video, but it should be along the lines of BYAKUYA, right? Being used. The main thing we learned this week was the fact that the hard difficulty is only buffing one type of attacks. For example, melee attack damage is doubled. If you are a character like this BYAKUYA right here who has Sharpshooter, so technically you can still use him because he can do damage. At the same time, he's doing 200% less damage. So do you really want to use this character? And the answer is yes and no. It really depends on the character. BYAKUYA is very fortunate enough to have a very good kit for something like this, where even if you have the character 1-5, even if he's doing 200% less damage, he is still a go-to character for a lot of people, and that's actually the character that I've been using. I have someone like 1000 Year Blood Nemu Transcended, Max Transcended by the way, with better accessories, and she still can't even beat it with this exact team. But with BYAKUYA on, I can actually beat it, and that's the team I did use today. So even though, yes, BYAKUYA has technically been nerfed, or every character with no resistances has been somewhat nerfed to a certain extent, BYAKUYA, out of all of them, is still the best one to use, even when he isn't getting boosted because of the crowd control this character does have. His SA3 sucking everyone in, his SA2 being that OP vortex just allows you to pretty much not take any damage whatsoever. And next week, when it is the ranged attack damage ×2 with Soripa, this BYAKUYA is going to be the best character for this. Now, even though I am using a Max Transcended BYAKUYA to showcase in this team, do note that you don't need BYAKUYA Max Transcended. If you don't have him Transcended, I would actually recommend, I'm probably going to have a link in the description below, shout out to my guildmate Zan. He actually was able to beat this quest with a 1 out of 5 BYAKUYA, because he isn't really here to do damage. It's mainly your two side lanes doing the damage. So if you don't have someone like the Fierce Battle Ikaku, because in my opinion he would actually replace the Oetsu, that team, you don't really need a Max Transcended BYAKUYA. But in a team like this, where pretty much Hiyori's like the only one doing the damage, you kind of need all the damage you can get, and if I didn't have BYAKUYA Max Transcended, I wouldn't be able to beat it. If I had better accessories, or if I had the Hiyori at level 10 focus, or even if I had someone like Fierce Battle Ikaku instead of this Oetsu, I probably would have been able to beat it with a 1 out of 5 BYAKUYA. But unfortunately, I don't have that, so let's showcase the team we are using, right? So BYAKUYA, Max Transcended, this is the build we did go with him. I don't have a T-set. If I did, I probably would rock that instead of the Lieutenant's badge. But this is pretty much the basic build that you should be rocking. The links we do have is a 14 recharge, another 14 recharge, and a 12 recharge with 24% low stamina damage. There are poison pulls, so that'll be easy to get to low stam. It does help, especially with the time I do get. I get around 3 seconds or so left, so that extra 24% damage that I do get from being at low stam definitely does go a long way. And the main point of this character is just so you can infinitely stack that vortex to stop your team from getting hit. So you want to get as much recharge as possible, so I would definitely recommend bringing 3 14 recharges or something like this where you have a low stam plus recharge. And also we do have the character 5-5, fully Max Transcended, 500 extra SP. And then Hiyori, definitely the MVP of this week. She is a NAD-based character with Flurry, and then she is also immune to poison, so you don't need to worry about giving her poison links or any kind of immunities because she already has it. So for her, I don't have the best accessories. If I had a golden Chappie, this would have been a lot better. She would have had infinitely more attack, and it would have made the run a lot easier. I also don't have a Masanga with 30% attack. Instead, I have 4 of them with 30% SP, so I did actually end up giving her a wooden sword. I could actually might replace that for a off-color golden chappie. We'll see how that goes. I might actually change that for the upcoming days. We'll see how it goes, right? But this does work. She's just there to do damage, so we did give her as much NAD as possible, also the extra DR, just to make sure that she doesn't take too much damage, because the third boss, which is the Shinji, is a power character. With my team, because I have 2 technique characters, if I don't kill the Shinji, or if I don't use my strong attacks correctly, they can really destroy these 2 green characters. And then we have Oetsu. Now, shout out to the lads that did recommend me bringing Oetsu. He has been a wonder, and he's going to be one of the best characters for any melee week for GQ, even when he doesn't have killer bonus. So why are we using him? Well, he's here to basically infinitely stack the boost. And if you have more Transcendence into him, even the better, because obviously I do have a level 10 attack. If you have him 5-5 with 500 attack, this character is going to be a must-use on almost every single week of GQ when it is only melee characters, right? So he's here because we want him to die, and we just want him to keep refreshing that vortex. He comes with 12% recharge, he has high bruiser, he has flurry, so if we give him 3 recharge links, which we did give right here, he's just going to keep stacking that vortex and keep stacking that boost, ensuring that we can do as much damage as possible. And if he does die, he's going to revive and also use that boost again. So it's just a very good character. If you don't have someone like BYAKUYA that is going to infinitely stack the vortex, having someone like the Soifon or this Oetsu, it's going to be a must-have, and it's definitely going to make your life easier. So that is the idea of this team that we've been going into. Again, I would, if with this specific team, if you have Fierce Battle Ikaku, definitely take off the Uetsu, put on the Fierce Battle Ikaku, and that way you're doing more damage because Ikaku does actually have kill advantage, so he's doing 5 times more damage than Uetsu, right? So definitely do keep that in mind. That being said, though, lads, we are going to jump straight into the run, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. I'm going to voice over it right now. Alright, lads, here we go. So this was the team I was able to beat it with. I'll tell you the strategy I was thinking about going into this. So the main idea is that we want to get the SA2 off non-stop, and that's why we went full recharge, right? The characters doing the damage is to a certain extent us, because we do have Max Transcendent BYAKUYA, but it's the other 2 characters mainly that are doing the damage, mainly the Hiyori too. So the idea is that when the Vortex is about to wear off, we have around 2 or so seconds left before we can use the Vortex again. We can't infinitely stack it. But if we save an SA1 or an SA3, it means we can stall the enemy long enough where we can use the SA2 again and they can't really damage any of our teammates. And we were also standing in the poison pools just to ensure that we can get below 30% so that the extra damage that we can dish out does matter. We used our Soul Bomb for the final wave just to clear everyone up so we can make sure that our NAD-based characters are just focusing straight on the Aizen. And lucky for us, the Aizen was focused on me, so when the Vortex was done, he wasn't gonna like just straight use an SA2 or an SA3 to kill us if I was far away, right? So you can see we used the SA2, I used my SA1, we got a few seconds left, I back up because I know I don't have a strong attack ready. I used my SA1, I used the SA2, and then we have 2 seconds left, SA3 was there, and then we also had the NAD characters doing the damage. And that right there, lads, was how I was able to beat this current GQ. Again, shout out to my guildmates for helping me with this. It does look tough, right? I am practically using 2 max transcendent characters to a certain extent. The Hiyori is at level 10 attack. The Uetsu is at level 10 attack. The Hiyori does have an extra 250 attack from transcendent to solve from the 6th slot. And then my BYAKUYA is max transcendent. But like I did mention at the start of the video, lads, if you don't have a max transcendent BYAKUYA, you have to make up for that with good supports. So if you had a max transcendent or a somewhat developed Hiyori, then you can use her. If you had Ikaku, then you're doing 5 times more damage than me, and that definitely does make a difference. As I said, I will link it down in the description below. My guildmate Zan was able to beat this with like 10 or so seconds left, I think even more, with a 1 out of 5 BYAKUYA because the NAD characters are the one doing all the damage. That being said, though, lads, that was the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Just the team that I was able to use. It is a couple days late, but it's better late than never. Also, I now have Charlotte, which I'm probably going to test out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to see if Charlotte is actually really as OP as we think he is in Guild Quest, because he has all those ways to make sure your team does more damage. I'll be testing out today, so stay tuned for that, and hopefully I can showcase it tomorrow for you lads and see the power, the OP-ness that Charlotte might potentially be. With that said, though, lads, in the comments below, let me know what team you did use to beat this. If you can beat it, I'm curious to know, and I'll see you lads in the next one. Peace.